Hey drop services, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I'd let you in on some industry secrets that I know you should know about. Here are 3 things gurus don't tell you about drop servicing and why you should care. If you're interested in starting and growing an online business, be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll be getting informative videos on drop servicing, making money online, and related topics dropped every now and again. Now, if you've watched other YouTube videos about drop servicing, you're probably used to seeing slick, well-produced videos with presenters telling you how easy it is to start a drop servicing business. But after viewing a lot of these videos myself, I've discovered that a lot of them sugarcoat the drop servicing method. They're setting ridiculously over-the-top expectations on how easy it is and how quickly you can make tens of thousands of dollars even when you're just starting out. Now, as someone who has actually built multiple successful drop servicing businesses, I wanted to share with you 3 things that other so-called gurus don't tell you. Hopefully you'll be able to use these things in your own business and start to see some immediate and sustainable results. So the first thing I want to talk about is why it's important to not just compete on price, find the cheapest projects to bid on, but focus on building real long-term relationships with your clients. The fact is, businesses that will become long-term clients aren't the clients who are looking for a cheap deal. Instead, they're the types of businesses that are prepared to pay a good price for a high quality service. So with drop servicing, of course you're offering lower prices than your local competitors, but that doesn't mean offering the lowest possible price at all costs. There is a sweet spot where you still make a healthy profit, but you're still signing up high paying clients. And if someone is only prepared to pay $300 for a website with lots of features, then they probably won't be a good long-term bet, in my experience anyway, and that of my thousands of students. So it's just a fact. I could tell you to go for any and all sales and you'd probably make lots of sales quickly, but it won't be a long-term win. And that's what I care about when I'm teaching students in the drop servicing blueprint. So one question I hear a lot is, why do I even care about long-term clients? Well, profit is profit, right? Well, that's true, but if you've been in business a while, or even if you're working on your first business, then you know how hard it is to land good clients. You can spend quite a bit of money and time marketing clients in the hopes of landing each sale. So even when a first-time client completes a purchase, there's no guarantee that a client will be back to buy more. The segment of your customer base who regularly buys from you could be the biggest asset your company has, but you have to invest in making those clients long-term clients, and if you can do that, then your business will enjoy far greater profitability in the long run. So I say this from my own experience, setting and scaling multiple drop servicing businesses, and at this point you're probably thinking, that sounds great, but what can I do in order to land long-term clients? So I want to share with you a few practical ways that you can use to build long-term relationships with your clients that have worked for me. So number 1, aim to build personal relationships with your clients by engaging with them at every possible chance you get. So this can be done through your website, email, on social media, and even just ringing them every now and again to make sure they're happy with your service. The goal is to make sure that you're engaging the customers and increasing your personal connection with them as much as possible. Guys, there's really no trick here. It's about authentic human connections with people you're doing business with. Nothing can replace the experience of personal interaction. They'll feel a stronger connection with you than if they'd only purchased from your website or read your email messages. So existing clients can also help you find new clients as well, and happy clients will tell their friends about your amazing service. And as we all know, word of mouth marketing is the most effective form of marketing by far. So many of my most profitable and long-term clients have come from referrals from existing clients. So I can't stress how important personal relationships are to your long-term success. Now, one of the best ways to increase your chances of getting lots of referrals is to make sure that you provide value to your clients. So this doesn't just mean that you deliver an excellent product or service. You have to do that, obviously. It means that instead of just looking at your service service as a simple financial transaction, you view it as a challenge of how you can make your clients' lives and their businesses better. For example, if you provide a copywriting service, don't just promote it as a simple copywriting service, promote it as providing a valuable on-demand copywriting service, whereby for a set monthly fee, you'll take care of all of your clients' copywriting needs. The value you're providing is that they won't have to hire a full-time copywriter, which can cost the client a lot of money. So if they use your service, they get the same high quality work, but at the fraction of the cost and with no risk of hiring a bad employee. So that's an example of offering real value to a client. Another way to look at it is your agency is providing years and years of collective knowledge through all of the people who work at your agency at a specific service. They don't need to hire lots of highly paid staff. They have your on-demand service to provide all of that knowledge and those skills for a fraction of the cost. So another great way to build long-term relationships with clients is to respond to every concern. Basically what I mean is to be proactive when it comes to dealing with any problems that they have. Even your most loyal clients can have problems, and when someone calls for help, it's important to offer the same friendly, attentive service no matter how many times they've bought from you. But if a long-term client has an issue, it's important to flag the call for immediate attention to avoid losing someone who regularly makes purchases. That should be obvious, right? So make sure you're monitoring for online mentions of your business as well to capture client complaints that are posted on social media, review sites, or platforms like Upwork. This type of criticism can not only cause you to lose the client doing the complaining, but it could also scare off any new clients that are thinking of buying a product or service. On Upwork, for example, your reviews and testimonials are probably your greatest asset when it comes to easing the concerns of potential new clients. So it is really valuable to invest in this area to build a long-term sustainable business. And what I've learned from my experience, sometimes the hard way for sure, is that it can be really easy to lose clients without even realizing why they're choosing not to return. So by using the right tools to stay on top of client relationship management, drop servicing businesses can learn more about the buyers they're attracting to come up with better marketing strategies going forward. So these tools can also help a drop servicing business ensure they're providing great service to both new clients and those who've been buying from them for years. The second thing that gurus don't tell you about drop servicing is that when you're looking for freelancer partners, don't hire the cheapest freelancers. Now, you're probably aware, if you've been watching my other videos, that with drop servicing, the biggest competitive advantage you have over your local competitors is you can provide your service much cheaper because you use freelancers to deliver the actual project work. For the most part, the freelancers that you hire probably have little to no overheads, work from home, and they may reside in a part of the world that costs less for you to hire from. All this adds up to mean they can afford to charge lower prices for their freelancing work. This is the opposite of a normal company that has to employ staff on location and take care of all the costs, paperwork, and legal tax aspects of the business, plus higher wages. However, this doesn't mean that you hire the cheapest possible freelancers in order to make the most money. I mean, you can do that, but in my view, and with my experience running multiple drop servicing businesses, it's a pretty bad idea. I mean, the reason is you still have to ensure that they can offer extremely high quality project delivery for the niche service that your drop servicing business sells. Take it from me, I've hired hundreds of freelancers over the years, so I'm pretty good now at knowing what to look for. Here are some of the disadvantages of hiring a cheap freelancer for your drop servicing business. First, the quality of your service can suffer. As a rule of thumb, if you hire low budget anything, you're likely to get lower quality results. So you know the old saying, pay peanuts, get monkeys? If you want to get the best results for your business and your clients, which of course you do, then don't compromise quality for the price. You'll likely have to pay for it later, especially if you have to constantly redo project work or lose repeat business. Lower paid freelancers can also take more time to deliver project work. So if your budget freelancer is struggling and not making your deadlines, who is there to hold them accountable and the knock-on effect it would have on your business? The fact is you will be held accountable for this by your clients, which might even result in you losing clients if the work is not delivered on time consistently. So hiring cheap freelancers might also cause communication problems within your drop servicing operation. I mean, Cheap freelancers may well be in a different time zone, and depending on their job, they may not be the best communicators. So this can be frustrating. So be clear of what you expect from them with communication before hiring. So for certain projects and tasks, you need specific skills to get the best results. If you hire a cheap freelancer, chances are their skills will match their rates, and always see evidence of their past work or have them complete a test to ensure that they're a good match, even if this means spending a little bit of money to begin. Definitely don't go by their CV or resume alone, even if you're in a rush to hire and get the job done quickly. I've seen this happen before and the results are really bad. So take a pause, do some tests, check their prior work, and get some background on your freelancer. You'll win with this strategy every time over hire low and fast. So if you hire the cheapest freelancers available, it will be hard to build up a long-term and loyal relationship with them. So if they're being paid the minimum, then they will probably jump ship and work for someone else as soon as they get offered a better job. This means you'll have to train up someone else, which takes time and costs you money. So here's the bottom line. It may look cheaper, but it isn't worth it in the long run. As they say, pay cheap, pay twice. So for example, let's say you hired a cheap freelance software developer to build a mobile app or make a custom website for a client, and they didn't do as well as expected, or worse, they can't deliver the project work to a high standard and on time. So in this scenario, you would either need to keep working with them to get it right, costing more time and money, or you would have to find and pay someone else to pick up the pieces. So you'll see here it's expensive for you either way in time and money. Plus, when it comes to bug fixing and update, what happens is if it breaks because the architecture was all wrong and built in a rush, more fixing, more expense, and unhappy clients. So that's what. Another thing to consider is the marketing, design, sales, and even customer service point of view. It can let down your entire company image if the branding looked anything the top quality and the app didn't perform as it should. So the big risk of hiring cheap freelancers, and if their delivery is not up to scratch, it can potentially ruin other parts of your drop servicing business too. Now, I'm a fairly practical guy, and with enough experience behind me, I can say there may be times, when a cheap, cheerful freelancer is all you need, like for simple one-off jobs. They do have their very limited place. Generally though, for businesses who want to make a serious impact, it's always worth investing in your staff. So next time you need to hire freelancers for your drop servicing business, consider this before being tempted to go for a bargain. Trust me, you will be much better off in the long run if you spend a little bit more money. The final thing I want to tell you about drop servicing that most so-called gurus won't tell you is that it is not completely free. That even though it can be completely free to start a drop servicing business, it does end up being much more difficult, because the more money you can invest in your business, the faster you'll be able to test things and the faster you'll be able to get results. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to have tens of thousands of dollars or even thousands of dollars to get started, but you will have to at least invest, a few $100s of cash and plenty of sweat equity to get started, especially if you want to do it the right way with the goal of building a sustainable, long-term, legitimate business. So as with every business, the more resources you deploy, the quicker and quicker you'll be able to grow your business. So to launch a new drop servicing business, here are 4 fundamental things you should get to get going. So I recommend starting with these things, investing a bit of money into them, because you'll get results a lot faster. You can start for free, but it will take a bit more time. So first of all, a website is recommended. You can set up a website using WordPress or a service like Shopify for under $100. Some services like Squarespace offer a free 1-month trial. This is a good option if you don't have much money to invest up front. You also need a domain name for your new business, but this won't be much more than $20 from any one of the numerous online domain registers, and always go for .com, I recommend, unless you're just targeting local. So you should also set up a custom email address. I didn't have one when I got started. I just got sales with my Sigley@gmail.com email address, but custom email addresses are great. You just pay $6 a month, for example, with G Suite, and you get your name at company.com. It ends up looking a lot more legitimate. Finally, you might have some costs to join Upwork and other platforms. It's free to sign up, but you just pay a commission for contracts you secure, but no upfront costs. However, if you hire your freelancers from a platform like Upwork, you might have to pay, say, 3 freelancers to do a test project in order to find the best one. So this is a small but important cost that you might have to pay up front before you get clients paying the invoices. So in some cases, you can start drop servicing business for free, for sure, but it does take a lot more time than if you can invest a bit of money, and sometimes costs do come up. So all of these services and products can be set up for around a couple of $100, and you'll look heaps more professional if you have all of these things set up and ready to go. And from my analysis of most of my students, they end up spending a few $100s usually to get their first sales. But of course, some of them have also got their first sales for free as well. So it really is just dependent on how much time, money, and energy you have to invest in your business. But if you're able to invest a little bit more money into a website and a custom email address, you'll look a lot more professional and ready to go. I also want to make very, very clear that drop servicing is by far the most cost-effective online business that you can start today, especially if you want to make profits, not just revenues, as quickly as possible. So drop servicing is a lot cheaper than other online businesses, especially e-commerce, where you have to invest in inventory up front, which can sometimes be thousands of dollars before you even make a sale. And even if you do drop shipping, you have to invest in advertising right off the bat. That's of course assuming as well that you find a really great product to sell and can compete with Amazon and Alibaba. You'll also need a much more sophisticated website and other systems in place to take orders, dispatch orders, and handle customer service. So drop servicing means you also don't have to pay a lot of money up front for advertising. So you can utilize free methods such as cold emailing or LinkedIn outreach that will cost nothing to do except a few hours of your time, right? So overall, if I was just starting out today, drop servicing would definitely be the business model I would use. Of course, I would say that. And in fact, as you'll know, it is the one I've used over and over again in building my six-figure drop servicing businesses. Now, with all of the things I've discussed in this video, I want to finish off by stressing what really matters the most when building a successful drop servicing business. Focus on the customer experience. Your value as a company that offers services online is to make your client's life easier, saving them time, and make the business experience stress-free for them. If you have this focus, then everything else will naturally fall into place for your business, and you'll be able to build a sustainable and profitable business. So that's the video today, team. Hopefully I've been able to teach you a few things that you'll be able to actually use in your business. Once again, like, subscribe, notification bell, and comment below any questions you have, and I'll answer those questions in the upcoming video. Until next time.